In this video, I'm going to go over one feature of Workbench that is can be really useful for journalists and is really easy to implement. Um, and what we're going to be looking at is a way to monitor either websites or data that's been posted to the internet, and to get informed when that data or that website changes. So we'll look at a couple examples and then talk about why you might want to do this. So if I'm in Workbench, I create a new workflow, and then I get to this page, which is where I want to pull my data from. And in this first example, what I'm thinking about is, say I'm a reporter, and I have a beat or topics that I'm interested in, and I might just want to know when something changes. Okay, so this is a page off of the Democratic Party's platform. And it might be really interesting for a journalist or a reporter to know when does this text change, right? That might tell me interesting things about what's going on in the party, what's coming. And obviously, I don't want to come and read this page every day to see whether it's changed or not. So what we're going to do is have Workbench watch it for us. So I'm going to copy this URL, and then I'm going to select load HTML from URL. And all I'm going to do here is give it a URL, okay? And I'm going to hit scrape. And this isn't going to give us anything interesting right here because all it does is pull the HTML from the page, okay? But the interesting thing that we can do is up here where it says update manual, I can tell it to check automatically every day, or maybe you only want it to check every week or something like that. And I want an email when the data changes, okay? So I apply and I close that. So now every day Workbench is going to go to this website, read the HTML, and if the HTML changes, it's going to send me an email, and then I can go and check and look at what might have changed. So this is just a really flexible tool that reporters could use to monitor different websites and keep track of what's going on. You wouldn't want to use this for like a social media site like Facebook or anything like that. But for organization pages and things like this, it can be really useful. A similar use of this is if we go back to where we create a workflow, we can also load from a URL. And this is basically going to take the URL to a data file that's somewhere online, like a CSV file or something like that. And I've got an example here that I use just personally because I'm interested. And what I have here is the URL for COVID data, county level COVID data that the New York Times makes available. And so when I load that URL, I get this spreadsheet, but I also know that that URL is updated every day, right? The CSV file gets updated every day. So again, update, auto, check every day, email me when the data changes, and then I've built a workflow so that every day I get an email and then I see an updated chart of COVID cases in my county. Okay, so again, for a journalist, this can be really useful to keep track of maybe there's a government data source that is really relevant to your reporting and you just want to know when it changes, and you also want to do some things with that data. So two really quick, really low effort techniques that you can use as a reporter to keep track of pages that are online and then get alerted to times when you might want to then go and do a little bit more reporting.